Hey Toby, ready to go camping?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a camping video. I'm out here at Bald Eagle State Park with my dog Toby. I'm going to stay here for the weekend and show you what we're doing. First, I need to get my tent set up. Now we're at a place that's set back from the road like 100 feet. So I brought way too much stuff. I had to make like a dozen trips up and down this hill. But I'm cooking some good meals this time. So I have a lot of cooking tools and food to cook. So hopefully it'll make for a good video to see some camp cooking. Alright, let's get started with this tent. Alright, I've been here like an hour, if that, maybe a half hour. And already have one dead battery on my camera, so we're off to a good start. Alright, the tent is up, rainfly is on. There's still a lot more to set up.
Hey Toby, you excited to be camping? Toby's easy to cook for when we're camping.
So I got this Coleman Trailhead 2 cot. This is my first time I'm going to try it out. I have assembled this once before. This thing is heavy. It's got these like solid steel pipes. Okay, they're not solid, but so here's the tricky part. You really need to like use some major muscle to get these supports on. The first side is doable, but getting the other side on, you gotta like use your knees. There we go. So here's that Coleman Trailhead 2 tent, or cot. The Coleman Trailhead 2 cot. Pretty stable once it's put together. Now I'm going to lay out this little air mattress. Self-inflating, but it takes a good deal of time to become lofty. So we'll just let this sit for a minute. Now this has a pillow, but you have to inflate that yourself. So I got this little cot for Toby. He seems to be afraid of it. I've never seen him intentionally try to touch it before. So, but he's never slept in a tent with this being his only option for comfort. So I'm gonna put some blankets on it and hope that he will learn to lay on his cot. But if he doesn't, and he'd rather sleep on the ground, that's up to him. But I doubt he's gonna climb up on this cot with me. Well, now that I'm set up, I think I will give you guys a little bit of a tour. So, I'm parked down here. This is like the main loop of the rustic campgrounds here at Bald Eagle. And this is site 35. I'm here till Sunday. So, it is a nice little ways back to the campsite, which is nice to get some seclusion, because I probably won't have a clear view of any other campers. But if you bring so much stuff like I did, I must have made a dozen trips up and down this hill. So Toby is chilling out here at the tent. So I got the tent set up. Got a bunch of my other camping things here. Hey buddy, you having fun? You are. Don't fall down. Be careful. So, I really need to think about cutting down some stuff for future trips. This basket's got a lot of electrical, so this place does not have electric. I've got 2 jackeries. Basically to keep camera equipment charged up and phone and that sort of thing. Maybe run some lights in the evening. I actually have a solar charger here that I've never really used. But I may see how that works depending on how much of the jackeries are used up tonight. There's a train going by down there. You can't really see it, but yeah, that's what that loud noise is. I know there's a train track. I've hiked down there. It's still used to haul, like, I think, construction materials between 2 places here in the area. So that'll be fun if that goes off tonight. So a few things that, like, decided to start bringing with me. I'm bringing ant traps because I've had a couple tenting times be really disrupted by just constant stream of ants trying to get my food. So if that were to happen, I wanted to start bringing ant traps. Couple trucks going by. I brought a hammock, but I don't know if I really want to get this set up or not. We'll see if I can find a good place with a couple trees nearby. So I brought my Coleman lamp. This will be probably my main light tonight. I do have a an LED light bulb that I can plug into the jackery, but I might leave that inside the tent and just use the lantern outside. And I brought the carbon monoxide alarm. So I expect it to be down in the low 40s tonight. So if it's going to be really chilly, I'm probably going to be running my propane heater. And everything I'm seeing about them just suggests it's not a bad idea to have one of these. Even though you should be safe, and my tent's going to have lots of ventilation. You know, it's a summer tent, so it's got bug screen all around with, like, 3 or 4 inch clearance between the screen and the rain fly, so there's definitely airflow in there. But in case, I know carbon monoxide can sink, and if a bunch of it collects, you know, I'd rather have this alarm wake me up and tell me I need to open a window. So that's the plan with that. At the bottom here, I've got this Coleman 2-burner stove. I think that's going to be my primary cooking. We'll see. I have a few other options too. So I've got my cooler with cold foods, drinks, some camera gear. Here's Toby's bag. So I definitely don't need all this stuff, but it's kind of running a little short on time, so I just grabbed his entire food bowl and his entire bag. It's got a sweater in there. I guess if it gets chilly tonight, it'd be nice to be able to throw an extra layer on him, because I don't know how he's going to do as far as staying under a blanket or whatever. Definitely different than what he's used to. Some treats. And I bought a new tie out for him. So this is actually tied to that pole over there with his food and water. I can't leave him loose. He's a hound dog. He'll go out into the woods, start smelling something. So he's probably going to be attached to this most of the time here. I'm going to have to see how our sleeping arrangements end up. The last time I tented with him, he constantly tried to escape the tent all night. So I had to keep him on his rope even while we were in bed. So we'll see how he does tonight. I'd rather not have to have that, because it kind of makes it a pain when he moves around in the tent to have him on the rope. But I'll figure out something. So I actually brought way too much food, I think, but I planned out a couple meals. So we'll see. I know I'm going to have some stuff to take home. Depends. I might be getting company tomorrow. And if I do, I wanted to make sure I had some options for them, especially because my friend is gluten-free. So I had to think of some non-typical cooking things that I really wouldn't normally bring camping. So we'll get to that this weekend. I brought some drinking water that I knew I could drink. I think there's a water tap somewhere pretty close to me, actually. But I think I'll just use that water for like cleaning dishes and washing things. I'll drink my own water. So this is kind of my camp kitchen bag. I've got my jet boil in here, plates, silverware, pots and pans, aluminum foil, some fuel for the stoves, paper towels. So just kind of the normal stuff for cooking and cleaning up afterwards. That I could probably trim down a little bit and just kind of pick a single cooking tool, a single type of fuel. You know, I could probably cook everything I want to on my propane stove. But I feel like if I'm just going to boil up some water for coffee, the jet boil is just going to be really fast for that. And we'll see. I'm going to do a lot of trial and error this trip, I think. Kind of figure out what I like and what I don't. So I got some wood. It's from a local place. There's kind of a place on the other side of the road that was selling wood. I think I have another load of it in my truck. So hopefully we'll have enough for whatever campfires I do this weekend. You know, I'm okay not having a campfire all the time when I camp. I don't know. I'm going to try to do one maybe each night this weekend and do some cooking on it. Do whatever. Well, he found a little spot to lay. You're doing real good, Toby. He's eating some food, drank some water. He's played with his toy. So he's enjoying it out here. This is a nice little spot to camp too. There's places to walk. There's this loop actually connects to a couple hiking trails, and I know there's some places to walk that you can get down to the lake. So we're gonna have fun. So I am already fairly certain that it's gonna be buggy. We're still real early in the season, but since I've even got here, I've had stuff crawling all over me. I don't think they're mosquitoes necessarily. There's something. There's one right in my face now. So, I'm trying out something. I've had a Thermacell for a long time, but I've never used it. And I had one of those smaller ones that use little canisters. But I did a little research, and I decided I wanted to pick up one of this kind. So this Thermacell is meant to go on an isobutane canister instead of these tiny little butane canisters. And yeah, there's a little pad that goes in the top, and I guess they stay for like 4 hours. They kind of fill your area with some kind of bug deterrent, and you know, hopefully it would make a little bit better environment to camp in. So here's a pack of one of the canisters, or one of the repellents. I don't think I'm going to open it just yet, but I'm going to be definitely using this. I think once it starts getting a little cooler into the night, I think it's going to be the time to kick this thing off. So until I get my Thermacell going, which I'm going to wait until a little bit later, trying out this new kind of bug repellent. It's called Off Botanicals. Plant-based, DEET-free. We'll see how well it works. It says it repels mosquitoes, black flies, gnats, and no-see-ums. No-see-ums. Whatever that is. I like how it says, for protection that lasts more than 2 hours, choose a DEET-based repellent. So they're like basically saying this does not last very long. But I'm gonna try it out, because mainly they're like under this table, like getting me in the legs. So I sprayed it on my legs. We'll see if it helps. So far it doesn't seem to be doing too much, because the bugs are still getting me. We'll see. So I want to show you how I have this propane hooked up. I didn't want to use those little green tanks because I can't even find them in my local Walmart. They've been sold out. So, oh, look at this. I got a little friend. Hello. Yeah, we're gonna relocate this guy. Hold on. He'll be much happier here. He blends right in, doesn't he? Okay, well, anyway, back to the stove. So, I can't find those green tanks anywhere, so I had bought one of these hoses to use with the Mr. Buddy heater back there with Toby. And I also got a filter. So I've been reading online that if you use a hose without the right kind of filter, can kind of get things clogged up on a Mr. Buddy. And I'm kind of just thinking that I'd rather just have the filter even for things like the Coleman stove as well. Now I got this hose that supposedly does not have the same problems as most of these hoses. It doesn't release some particles or whatever that clogs things up, but I figured just the filter's like $9.99 or something, so it was worth just throwing that in the loop. So I've got this guy here. It runs across to a full propane tank, and this tank is gonna last for a long time, I think. Then the plan will be that I'll be able to use the same hose and just connect it to the heater tonight. It's kind of a pain in the butt to screw it and unscrew it, but you know, it works. So this is not the most high-end Coleman grill, but it should work, and just gonna make cooking a lot simpler than trying to cook over an open fire every time. I still like to do that sometimes, but sometimes you just want to not have to fuss. It's really nice here. I've seen a bunch of RVs go by, but they're all way at the end here. There's a nice little stretch where it's all tents, and most of them are set back like mine is. So, like, there's a campsite across from me, but I can't even see them because they're down the hill. So you can see their car on the road, but you can't see like the people. Now there is a campsite right here, which I think could also have an RV, but there's a tent there instead. So all the RV spots obviously are by the road, so you can back into them. But for tenters, this is pretty nice. Now, of course, there's no electric, so you know, you need to plan for that. But, and like those RVs probably are running off batteries for the most part, or a generator or whatever. But I don't mind, as long as it doesn't get super cold. That's one thing that it's kind of nice to have electric when you're tenting, because you can run a space heater all night and not have to worry about any of the stuff you might have to worry about with propane. Space heaters, like, just easier. As long as you have an extension cord that will run in there, you're good. So I wanted to camp in a specific site here, number 32, because there was a video from Nicholas Green where he did a little road trip last year. If you don't know him, he's a pretty well-known YouTuber, and he stopped at this one spot. Thought it'd be kind of neat to try to camp at the same site, but that one was reserved. But I actually think I might like this site a little bit better. So that one's in the center of this loop, which means it's a lot closer to get to like the bathroom, but it's also like a little bit closer to other campers. And the place I'm at is very much on the corner, so it's there's literally no camps to my right, and there's one to my left, but it's so far down, like there's no one there, and even if there was, I don't think I could even see them if I was looking, because it's just so far away. So kind of like this one. It is a little, I don't know, on the being that it's on the edge, you know, I wonder if, like, it's all woods behind me, so makes you a little bit concerned for bears to come mess around at night. Although this place is just always so busy with people, I'll be surprised if there are any bears that are, like, allowed to be over here. And when I say allowed, I mean, if there's bear activity, I'm guessing that they catch and relocate those bears if they're coming into the campgrounds. So we'll see. you know, these campsites don't really lend themselves to like cooking super far away from your tent or anything. Like the camp ring is like here, and like 20 feet away is where the tents are set up. So it's not really a good spot if you wanted to really practice real, like, you know, bear safety. So kind of lends it to think that like it's probably not super a big concern here, but who knows. I think when you're car camping, your best defense against bears is just your keys and your car alarm button. Because guaranteed, if you are starting to get harassed in your tent at night and you hit that, the bear is going to take, he's going to book it. So I'll keep my keys nearby. Very peaceful here though, apart from when the trains go by. When those trains go, it's kind of this loud rumbling that you hear for a while before you even recognize you're listening to it. And then very vaguely you can see some movement in the trees, like far, far away. There's just enough gaps to see just a little bit of movement. And yeah, it's kind of neat actually. Okay, so, excuse the noise. It's like 6 o'clock, so all these RVs and cars are moving in. So for dinner tonight, I'm making chicken souvlaki. This is Greek chicken, and it's just gonna be shish kebabs that I'm cooking on this woods pan. And we'll use the camp stove, the propane stove. Just cook these up. And then I made some tomato salad stuff to be put inside of it, along with a pita. And top it off with some tzatziki. It was like cucumber and yogurt sauce. So it should be pretty good. It's my first time to use this pan, so I don't really know how well it's gonna do as far as not sticking. But I've got some olive oil spray. Picked up this little Jetboil, like collapsible set for cooking and eating. I'm not really sure how well this will do, but these are on shish kebabs, so hopefully they don't really need a whole lot of flipping with this. They got the sticks. Alright, that stove was getting super hot, so let's just turn that down and try this. Uh-oh. My sticks are making it a little too wide. It might just be time to skip the sticks. It's cooking up pretty good. I don't think it's sticking too bad. These are like aluminum, anodized aluminum, so they're not quite that non-stick surface, but they seem alright. We'll see how it cleans up. That'll be the real question about these pans. I have a tendency to, I don't know, overcook chicken, because nobody wants medium rare chicken. Alright, so I got my pita. We're just going to heat this up a little bit. I just got to put it on top of there. Just let it warm up. Alright, let's try to get it on this plate. Oops. Alright, This thing looks legit. I'm not even sure how I can eat this. This is some good camping food. But I'm still cooking, so I can't just sit and eat. It's gonna be tough recording. Toby found his toy. Did ya? You got your snake? I was gonna say, the jury's still out on this plant-based bug spray. Like, I think it was helping. Definitely got fewer bugs on me when I put it on my legs. They just kind of moved their way up so I can then put it all over the place. I don't know. I think it's okay. Definitely, like, no smell to it or anything, so that part of it's good. Hey guys, I am in the tent right now. It is 10:15, and yeah, we tried to get to bed a little early tonight. So the plan was to have Toby trying to sleep on this cot that I got him. Well, cot's there, and Toby is there. Now that blanket was originally on the cot, so that's not why he moved. So I put the blanket on the floor to see if he would try to lay there, and he settled down for a bit, so we're gonna try to have him there. My main concern though is that he, like, when he gets up, he spins and spins and spins. Got like moths flying in here once I turn that light on. They're not inside, they're in the rainfly. So my concern is that if he spins and spins and I end up turning on my heater, that he's gonna throw the blanket into the heater. So I don't have the heater on yet. It's like 57 degrees last I checked, so it's not actually cold at all. If it freezes, or if it gets colder tonight, like I think it's supposed to get to the 40s, so if it starts getting chilly, I might turn it on a little bit, and I might have to reposition him. I tried to see if he might want to jump up on this cot with me, but he didn't seem interested in climbing up here, so we will see. Well, it'll depend on how cold it gets tonight. Like, he'd probably be fine laying on the floor there sleeping if if the temperature doesn't get too cold. So, and he probably doesn't care nearly as much as I try to look out for him, so I'm sure he's going to be fine no matter what. So I'm going to sign off for day 1 here. This is Friday. And I'll catch you guys in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. I slept pretty good last night. I thought it was pretty warm in here. I turned up the heater a little bit later in the night. Maybe like 5 o'clock. I think I got up and just turned it up a little bit. But it stayed pretty decent in here. And I gave Toby, so I ended up folding up Toby's cot, move it out of the way, and then he just laid on the blanket all night. I think he was warm enough too. So yeah, this heater is definitely the way to go. There's plenty of ventilation, and I could feel, like, when the wind would blow last night, like cool air would come through the vents here. So I know there was definitely ventilation. So guess it's time I'm gonna get up and work on some coffee. Alright, I am cold and really in need of some coffee right now. So, I'm gonna use JetBoil and some Trader Joe's instant coffee packs. Now these are like the best way to make coffee, I think, when you're camping. They're like a little packet that comes with the coffee, creamer, and sugar all in one, like pre-measured. And it can't get easier than this. You just boil water, stir it in. So that's what I'm gonna do. Alright, it is done. This thing boils water so fast. I can remember which way to turn it, take it off. So I made enough water for 2 of these packs. Doesn't get much better than this. It's still too hot to drink. This stuff boils fast. So for breakfast, I'm making eggs and biscuits with gravy. So this is gonna be 2 steps. We've got biscuits to make, we've got eggs to cook up, and 3 steps because I gotta also heat up this gravy stuff. Now that's just a can of country sausage gravy. So I think I'll heat that up last. There's going to be a little bit more dishes. That's why I'm doing it today where I have Saturday. Because tomorrow I'm going to be packing up and I'm not going to feel like doing dishes. Okay, biscuits will probably take the longest. Now, I made some homemade mix here. It's just flour and baking powder, salt and sugar maybe. Just a little bit of those. I'm just going to add a little oil and water. And it should mix up to like a bit of a batter. And all I'm looking for is just some kind of like biscuit looking thing. I got a bit of a batter here. Alright, these biscuits are done, so I'm going to swap them on here for now. Just cover them. They'll stay a little warm, because I want to cook up these eggs real quick. So I did not want to pack eggs. I know you can get the little egg holders, but that's a pain in the butt. So I've got what is not orange juice. These are actually eggs in a little Gatorade bottle. So as much as I can, I'm trying to clean up as I go and not have like these huge messes here. So got most of the, everything that's cold is back in the cooler. Most of the other stuff's put away. I just have some dishes after I'm done, so should be good. That's awesome. So after my breakfast, which was a ton of dishes and like a lot of cleanup, I wanted something a little simpler for lunch. So I'm gonna use the pie iron. And what I'm gonna do is, the plan is to make some kind of like mini pizzas where I'll use cheese and tortillas and some pizza sauce. I got my fire started, so I'm going to see how this goes. And hopefully I don't have any dishes besides the pie irons then. So I've got some spray, some pizza sauce, some cheese, and some tortillas. So these are way too big for the pie iron. I figure I can like fold them in, make it work. Oh, I forgot, I have one other ingredient. Pepperonis. So I folded those corners in a little bit to the sides. Ta-ha! Perfect. These really shouldn't take too long. There's nothing in there that I wouldn't eat like as is. So it's not like it needs to cook. It just needs to melt the cheese, really. Alright. So this pie iron has like a little thing on there that imprints on it. I think that's a good indicator that it's cooked enough. Alright, this looks good. Still a little too hot to eat. Maybe I will feed Toby while I wait. You hungry, buddy? Alright, time to dig in. It's good. So we are hiking on the lakeside trail, which kind of follows the edge of the lake along with this railroad. These are the tracks that you hear the trains going by. So yeah, this is a pretty nice trail. It's actually nice because this time of season is a whole lot less buggy. And this trail, every time I've hiked here previously, apart from in the winter, is like cobwebs and spider webs. Every 5 seconds, you're pulling one out of your face. So it's really nice that there hasn't been a lot of that right now. Look at this. Look at him. All he wants is a bite of my hot dog. He's giving me these puppy dog eyes. He's literally like watching me, and like his head moves and follows my hot dog as I eat. I don't give him people food, so I don't know why he thinks this one is going to be different. I gave him some treats though. He is not being deprived of anything. I gave him some really good treats today. Didn't I? Oh, don't give me that look. Hey guys, so I'm in bed, and Toby tonight has decided to crawl up on the cot with me, and he's currently in the sleeping bag here. So we'll see how that works out. It's warm enough in here. I don't have the heater going right now, but it's just over where I can reach it, and if I need to turn it on, I'll do that. Today was a fun day. It was, we had a nice long hike. We did lots of cooking, had nice fires. So, yeah, it was a good day. I'm not super excited for tomorrow, where I have to pack everything up, get everything loaded back in the truck. But that should be a little easier because I don't have all that firewood anymore. So I'll have more space in the truck. Anyway, good night. Talk to you guys in the morning. Good morning. Last night was fun. Toby decided to sleep up on the cot with me inside my sleeping bag. So I thought my cot seemed like really big, very big when you're setting it up and how much space it takes up in the tent. But like when you've got this beagle bogarting half of it, it doesn't seem so big. But he stayed nice and toasty, I think, and I made it work. I really need to figure out how to get him on his own little cot, which would be perfect size for him, right next to me. Maybe next trip. So I'm in desperate need of some coffee this morning, so I'm gonna get working on that. I forget to crank up the jet water. This whole time, apart from when I'm sleeping in the tent and have everything zipped up real close, I keep Toby on a tie-out. So the tie-out's attached to the post back there, which you can use for a lamp. I hung some garbage up there. The rope leaves him so he can get into the woods, and he pees in there, and he can get to his food and wander around and explore. But this place has rocks and roots everywhere. So he's constantly getting it snagged on something, and I'm unhooking it. And then he decides he likes to walk under the picnic table, through the camping chairs, like making this way more difficult than it needs to be. So breakfast today, the rest of my eggs, and I'm making corned beef hash, which I don't know that I've made anytime recently or ever, but I saw a bunch of YouTube videos where people made that for camping for breakfast. I thought it sounded pretty good, so I'm gonna try it out. So if you've never had corned beef before, it is just potatoes with some meat, but my dog desperately thinks it's dog food apparently, because, well, it definitely looks like it. And he's sniffing as if he's about to get some of this. I'd love to give him food when I'm cooking, but I just don't do that. You know, I don't want him begging. I don't want him, you know, eating weird stuff. He gets dog treats, and I bring things like that for him when we're camping, but just, I don't really want to give him what I'm having. Alright, let's try corned beef. Pretty good. I kind of think I need ketchup or hot sauce, which I didn't bring either of those things. Still good. A good camp food, because this is, like, I don't have to dice up potatoes or something. It's already just heated up, and it's good. Well, I've got some of my stuff packed up already. I have put away my cot, sleeping bags folded up, air mattresses folded up. So everything's out of the tent. I swept the dirt out from inside. So now it's time to tear this tent down. It fits. No! I forgot to fold the little floor mat. There we go. Now it's all in there. Well, we're all packed up here. Everything is ready except for the garbage bag and Toby. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and please like the channel so you can see the next time I do one of these adventures. Hopefully I'll be doing more of these videos this summer. Alright, see you next time.